Hello, Run Amok here, and in this video I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to detail strip your Glock frame. All Glock frames are going to break down the same way, so this tutorial should work no matter which Glock you have. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to pop out these three pins in order. This is going to be the locking block pin, the trigger pin, and the trigger housing assembly pin. So we're going to do it in order. So we're going to start with the first pin, the stop block pin. We'll put that off to the side. That's going to release the spring for the slide stop lever. Then we're going to push out the trigger pin. Now when we're doing the trigger pin, we may have to lift up on the slide stop lever here. Move that around until that becomes easy. That punches out. Then we are going to do the trigger housing pin, and that one should pop out. Now don't worry about getting these mixed up. The three pins are different. They look different. The rear one, the trigger housing pin, is smooth and it's thin. The trigger pin, you'll see, has two grooves. It's got three sections, whereas the stopping block does not. Looks more like a barbell. It's got the thicker sides on the ends, and it's got a straight bar in the center. So we can define those. They're easy to recognize. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull out the slide stop lever, the trigger assembly. The whole thing comes out just like that. The stopping block, or the locking block, you just put your Glock tool there and you can pry that up, pull that out. Now we have the slide lock bar, and what you're going to do is push down on this spring, tilt that sideways, and that should just pop right out. This spring comes out pretty easily. It's best to do with a hook, but I don't have one on me, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it with this punch here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and go underneath it. I'm going to lift that up. It's easier if I go here. And this pops out. Now this will pop out real easy. It's not under a lot of pressure at this point. And that is the frame part. Now for the trigger assembly, what we're going to do is we're going to just take this and we're going to pull this and twist that up. And we're going to pull that right off the spring. It comes out pretty easily. And then for the connector here, what I like to do is you can use a flat blade screwdriver or a knife and just kind of lift that up, and that'll pop off just like that. Okay, that is the complete detail strip of the frame. Now to put it back together. So at this point I would go ahead and clean it up, and then I would put it back together, starting with the connector. Put that back in its slot, push it down. Take the trigger bar, and what we're going to do is right on the bottom side. So I'm going to have this so that the trigger's down, and I'm going to connect the spring just like so. I'm going to pull that in place. Then I'm going to dip this down, and I'm going to twist this. If you can see how I'm twisting that. Just going to put it down, twist that in place, just like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and just drop this right into the frame. Right back here. The trigger, everything, we should just be able to push that down. Everything falls in place. It kind of guides itself in place. So you don't have to worry about setting that or placing that right. That just falls in place. Then we're going to put in, we better put in our spring first. The spring we're going to put, you'll see how that kind of bows there. We're going to put this end down, leaving this end up. So this end goes down into the frame. That pretty much just drops in. You can help it down with the punch. Now we're going to put in our slide lock bar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start this. With my punch, I'm going to push down on the spring. I'm going to slide this in place. Oh, one thing I forgot. The bar, I'm going to put it so that this ends up, and the groove, you'll see this has a little groove, a little catch. That end faces towards the back, or the number system, the 301. That will go towards the back, the trigger side. So I'll feed that in, push down that spring, slide that into place, pull out my punch, and I'll push this until it clicks. Just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the block. Falls right in place. Now, before I put in the slide stop lever, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in that first pin. Now, this is the one that has the two larger ends and the bar in the middle. I'll just go ahead and slide that in, and I'm going to push that in until it'll snap in place. Just like that. Now I take my slide stop lever and I'm going to push this in. The reason we want to do that is because that pin is going to hold down this spring. And it's easier to do it in this order than any other order. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it, slide that down into that slot. It's only one slot it'll go. Then we're going to kind of push this in place. And you'll see right there in the hole, if I push it, I can line up those two holes. I'm going to take my trigger pin. See, this is the one with the 3 sections. I'm going to feed that through. And you may need to move this around until that slides into place. Now this is one also that will snap in. Just like that. Then we can take the smooth pin. This is the smaller smooth polymer pin. And just slide that in place. Now this one won't snap in place, so you'll just have to bury this one under the surface. Just bury that. And when you think you got it to where you like it, like I said, it doesn't have a place as long as it's going all the way through. That is the reassembly. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put on our slide and check function. Seems to be working. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Also, if this is your first time here, I'd like to have you subscribe to the channel. It helps me out and it will provide you with the updates on my new videos. Until next time, I'll see you.